Have you ever pondered life's questions and wondered, can you eat the skin on a kiwi? Well, today we're going to find out. So today we're going to be continuing a new series where what we do is have a look at different life hacks, whether it be science hacks or food hacks, and we actually just test them out to see whether they work or not, or whether it's possible to actually do. So today we'll be looking at 3 different videos I found. The first one obviously involves kiwi, so let's check out the video first before we try the hack. Right, let's check out the video.
Wrong, part 999. Kiwi.
It's a very hairless kiwi if you ask me.
This.
But we'll try it anyway.
They cut it in half.
Okay, so let's skip forward to the actual hack bit.
You don't need to cut it in half. Okay. You just eat it like an apple. You're allowed to eat the skin.
Damn, that does look good. Now, I do have to say, what I noticed in that video was the kiwi wasn't these types of kiwi, which is the most common ones we're going to see in the shops and stuff. It was actually one like this. Now, if you notice, let it focus. I don't know if that's focus. If you notice, that is far, far less hairy than our normal kiwi over here. And this looks a lot more appetizing and kind of makes more sense. It's a sun gold kiwi, I guess it's called. And it makes a lot more sense to eat this, including the skin, which kind of makes slightly less sense. It just feels like these you shouldn't really eat these, but they are perfectly edible. Right, let's try this. We'll try both of these and see which one actually might be nicer. We've got 3 kiwis here we're going to try. One of them we're going to cut the skin off like you normally would, and we'll eat the kiwi like that and see what it's like. The middle one, which is the very hairy one, we'll just eat with the skin on and see if you can sort of taste those little hair strands. And then the final one, which is the special one, which that person seems to have, which doesn't have the very hairy skin, we'll try as well. So let's cut the skin off this first and see what it's like, really. Yeah, I've just never really thought it as very appetizing, the skin, but maybe you don't taste it at all. Anything's theoretically edible if you munch on it and you don't care about the consequences of eating it or what it tastes like, so we're not really seeing this as edible. Right, so let's try our normal peeled kiwi first. That is very nice. Very ripe and soft, no weird skin or weird hairs on the outside to contend with while I'm eating this. Perfectly enjoyable. Obviously, we had to go through the process of cutting it, but that wasn't too bad. What we'll do, actually, we'll do the very hairy kiwi last. Let's do this sort of special sun gold kiwi, which doesn't seem to have really any hairs on the outside. It's completely smooth, as I showed you before. I'm not going to eat the top and the bottom, kind of, because it's got these hard bits in it. I don't think that's going to be super fun to eat. So let's just try the kiwi like the person in the video did. It's got a different flavour. It's slightly more sour. It's not quite as ripe. Skin's not bad, you know. I'm not enjoying that, but I'm not like, yay, like, that was definitely a better experience. Slightly harder than apple skin. The police coming by to arrest me for eating the skin on a kiwi. I wouldn't say this is significantly more or less enjoyable. I maybe saved a tiny bit of time. I definitely think people would enjoy telling other people about the fact that you can eat a skin on a kiwi more than they would actually enjoy the process of eating the skin on a kiwi, which makes sense as to why someone made a video about it. Right, we've got a final one. Let's try the one that sort of basically is just like fully hairy kiwi, which you kind of just wouldn't usually eat the skin on at all. It's quite soft, so it's got a good texture. Let's see what it's like. It's very, very sour, the skin. I don't think that's anywhere near more enjoyable than just eating the fruit on its own. Obviously, it's a good source of fiber, the skin anyway, but personally, I feel like if I have kiwi, I'm going to cut the skin off. I enjoy it more, just as a very sweet treat. I'm not eating lots of kiwi anyway. It's quite expensive, so yeah, bear that in mind. You might as well try it yourself if you've never tried it before. The little hairs are perfectly edible. It's all very good, lots of fiber, so yeah. For our next video, they claim to be able to make perfectly scrambled eggs every time at home, so let's check out the video and see if that's true or not. Right, let's check out what they have to say about eggs. How to get perfectly cooked scrambled eggs at home. Okay. Super ASMR-y. Gain all the way up. Okay, so they scrambled the eggs first. Good. And now they're putting butter in a pan. That's a good sign. Butter and eggs is good. Don't use vegetable oil with eggs. Okay. Ooh, why are they scraping the pan with a fork like that? Stop. It's good though, they're not scrambling the egg in the pan. This is good though, good technique, but why a fork, man? Okay, they're seasoning it with a bit of pepper, a bit of salt, fair play. It looks quite burnt on the bottom though. Oh no, it's got a bit of burn on it. Okay, let's just keep things quite simple and copy the recipe exactly and see if we get our perfectly scrambled eggs as well. So it's 2 eggs, so 1, 2, Obviously, this video claims to make perfectly scrambled eggs at home, but we need a good baseline to test this against. So what we'll do after we make these is we'll make Gordon Ramsay's recipe for scrambled eggs, and we'll see how they compare. Shout out to Gordon Ramsay. Right, so we've got a pan on the heat. Let's get a nice big knot of butter into there so we can do exactly like the recipe did. Right, so butter is just about ready. Let's get our scrambled eggs into there. I've got a handy fork here ready to start scraping the ever-loving beep out of the pan. So I can't remember how many times they scrape it in the video, but we'll only do a few as we cook, and we'll add our seasoning. So we've got some pepper, just like the video. Of course, our salt. So just before we plate this up, I'm waiting for the bottom to go a bit brown like in their video. Okay, that looks about good. Let's get that off, being very careful not to get that on our hands. It's very hot, so you can see. So it doesn't look too overdone on the top, and the edges are maybe slightly too crisp, but let's just tuck in and see if this is perfectly scrambled eggs like they make claim in the video. Okay, let's give that a try. Smells good. I think in terms of how well that's cooked, I do think it is actually going towards exactly the right directional stuff you want to do for a scrambled egg. I would say the only thing is don't use a fork on a metal pan. Let's check out Gordon Ramsay's recipe and see if it improves on this at all. And I think we will actually see something better than this. Right, so for Gordon Ramsay's recipe, I'll make sure I'll link it in the description below. So one of the main differences this time is the eggs have been put in the fridge for quite some time before, so they're nice and cold. And I think that's going to stop that burning that we saw underneath on the eggs before. It's exactly the same. We'll get some more butter into the pan here. Right, so our pan is just about ready. Let's get our eggs in again. Another difference is we're going to use a silicone spatula, not a metal fork on our pan, which obviously just kind of makes sense. Maybe the person was just trying to do like very ASMR-y type things. But we're going to do exactly the same process. You're just sort of folding it in a bit, not too much, and you don't want to mix it too much in the pan. So we're only going to cook this for about 3 minutes. So every 30 seconds or so, take it off the heat and let it just the residual heat cook it a bit. Then we'll get it back on the heat. One of the big things here is I'm making sure, again, you want to just get it off that heat to stop it burning on the bottom. This is all about timing, so we're just going to keep checking that egg is not overcooking underneath. The recipe calls for a little bit of creme fraiche, so we'll get some of that on. Season it like before, some pepper, bit of salt. So the only thing left is to add some chives, so let's just chop some up. Look at that. There is our beautifully scrambled eggs following Gordon Ramsay's recipe. Let's just try it. Let's see what this is like. This looks super good. No burnt bits on the bottom. Perfect. Personally, I'm going to have to give this like a 9.7 out of 10. Seriously good stuff. So let's check out our next video, which involves some bread. Right, let's check out this video.
Show me the life hack that you randomly saw
chocolate into the bread. Oh, okay. It's making like a little hot pocket. That's quite cool.
In your life. I'll go
Obviously
first.
into the toaster. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, the reveal. Is it melted? Oh, look at that. That's quite cool. Let's give that a go. So let's get our bread sorted. We're actually going to be making 2 different types like this. They use that Kinder chocolate. I can't remember the name of it. Kinder, is it Joy? We're just going to be using some dairy milk. 4 squares in. It's very warm, so this is very melty already. We'll do that much if it fits. Close off the top, and then obviously now we've got to seal it off carefully. Try and get that centered as possible. Now this is not a very sharp glass, but I'm hoping that I could just sort of squash the edges enough. Woo, that works nice. There is our hot pocket with chocolate inside. So there's the one. We'll put that to the side of the second before we toast it. A pizza one. This I'm excited for. So we've got some mozzarella, cheese obviously, we've got some pizza sauce, and we've got some pepperoni. So let's get some sauce on there. So this is just pizza sauce in a can. We want a good amount, about the size of the rim of the glass. Just want to be careful. Let's just take the corners off because it won't fit in the glass. We'll get our pepperoni in now. We'll just do 1 pepperoni. Is that lined up? And just press it down. We do have these leftover pieces of bread. Now make sure you keep them in the fridge because you can make all sorts of cool stuff with this. You can make puddings and all sorts of desserts. And you can also, or you can make meatballs and chop this up into little pieces of bread for the meatball recipe. So there's quite a lot you can do with these. So keep these to the side. We'll get one in one side and the other in the other side, obviously. Boop. Right, so these are just about done. Let's have a look. They look pretty well cooked. I wonder if the inside is cooked. So let's get these out. I'm not actually sure which side is which anymore, so we'll cut these open and have a look. Look at those bad boys. All right, let's cut them down the middle so we can get that nice view. Okay, so this was the chocolate one. Look at that. And then this is our pizza one. It's not really melty, but the idea is still there. Savoury before sweet. Let's try the savoury one first. We did get a small cheese pool. That's nice. Right, let's try the chocolate one. This looks good. Obviously, this works really, really well. You just have to manage your leftover pieces to figure out what you want to do with those. Very, very good stuff here. Right, so that was quite fun. We got to try a lot of different little bits and bobs there, and I think I learned a few things as well, which was quite interesting, as always. As it's a new series, let me know if this is the sort of stuff you want to see moving forward. Obviously, we can try lots of different things as I have planned. And again, I'm changing my schedule slightly. It won't be every day here in the longer videos. We're going to do every second day, I think, to just mix things up a little bit. But every day we'll be posting more videos here, so you can make sure to subscribe to never miss those. And yeah, definitely let me know in the comments what sort of stuff you want to see me do next. It's really important for me to check out what you actually want. So yeah, very cool. Yum, yum.